Welcome dart players one and all. Today on Straight to the Point we are going to be looking at the silky smooth throwing action of Raymond Van Barneveld, one of the smoothest actions and one of the greatest players of all time. Look at that. The first thing you notice with Raymond's throw is that silky smooth draw back of the dart. It doesn't rush when he pulls that dart back, there's plenty of momentum in it and goes right down the side of his face. Very unique aspect is his grip, so he has all of his fingers, bar his first, on the point of the dart. And then using the first finger and the thumb as thrusters, but he has to get that little finger out of the way on release. Otherwise it all goes wrong. So it's very quick lifting that pinky off there, as you can see. You can just watch that in slow motion and just notice how the pinky comes off the dart as soon as he starts to let go of the dart. Now, people say his throw hasn't changed a lot, but I beg to differ. If you look at this footage back in '94, it's very robotic. Compare that to just a few years later, 5 years later in fact, and he is very, very smooth. So again, just watch that in slow motion. Little pump from the elbow as he starts to aim and before he pulls the dart back. Because if you compare that to now, it's one smooth, free-flowing motion, which takes a lot of time to develop. The whole point of having quite a robotic throw is to make sure all the muscles are doing what they're supposed to do on the throw and that you're letting go of the dart at the same time. It takes a lot of time to become that natural on the release of the dart. And if you watch him here, this is a great shot. I absolutely love the shot. So he's locked his wrist in place, pulls the dart back nice and slow, and he doesn't push a lot from the fingers. It's quite rare. He just gets his hand off the dart nice and quick and follows through from the wrist and then eventually from the elbow as well. So here we go, fingers come off, wrist starts to lift up and goes through from the wrist and pushes out from the elbow straight after it. Hardly any, if any at all, movement from the shoulder. Just from the elbow, the wrist and the release of the grip. That's all he's doing. Sometimes less is more in sport, and nothing could be truer of Barney's throw. Now if you look at where he's standing, this is one thing he hasn't changed over the years. He always stands there, so right at the tip of his toes on his front foot is pretty much in the centre of the hockey. So he is throwing slightly to the right hand side of the dartboard, only by about 10 inches. So this does mean that the double 12 is going to be slightly further away than the double 10 for him. Going forward to more recent times, as mentioned, that pumping of the elbow has actually gone. He goes straight to 90 degrees, pulls back nice and smooth and fires straight through. Since his switch to the PDC back in 2005, one thing Raymond has developed is the stacking technique. Very much like Phil Taylor, his ideal dart is just under the treble or just at the bottom of the treble. He then likes to stack the next two darts on top of the first. This is made possible by making the darts face downwards and placing the dart gently on top of the first. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching Straight to the Point. That has been the incredible throwing style of Raymond Van Barneveld. Please remember to leave a like and as always, subscribe if you love the darts.